Hello everyone, V here and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Now, we managed to pick up a bunch of side quests that I really want to do. I know that technically I will not be able to upgrade my character through basic skills and stuff like that anymore, but I will be getting quite a lot of good stuff, especially from these kids. But first thing first, I still have one more thing to do, one extra side quest, the Will's Treehouse. I have to paint 3 fences for him. Now, if I remember correct, first one... Okay, stop checking out noises in the dark alleys, never mind, I'll just deal with the guys. Yeah, but like I said, if I remember correct, one of these was in the Duchess house, and one was definitely in the former Ovid's shop in the SIT. And I think one extra fence was... Oh, there we go. Okay, and I think one more was in over here, Crystal Dream Lake, in the pet store. Turn around and leave? No, not doing any space-time continuum stuff. No, okay, but there should be definitely one more at the junkyard. Sketchy movement at the corner of your eye. If you turn to face, well, nothing. It turns out you were ready to face a bunch of spiders or something, but there's nothing here but shadows. It must just been some tree branches moving in a wind or something. Oh no, wait, it's the shadows. The shadows are just literally also spiders, it turns out. Okay. Right, so now we are dealing with spider shadows. That's great. And I'm glad we managed to kill all of them on the first turn. Hey, well, it might seem a little weird that your regular physical weapons can damage these weird shadow creatures, but hey, why argue with success? The way these things move is just freaking uncanny. I already did this with the Rufus's receiver. Okay, there should be a fence inside, if I am not mistaken. In one of those. Oh, there we go. Okay, one fence left, so now back to SIT and to Ovid's shop. Well, we were wondering if robots could be programmed to have sense of team spirit. Seems we already did this. I have no idea how to translate binary. Well, let's just deactivate them. There you go, guys. You are very welcome. Swell work, real swell work. That's once, twice, 3 times the picket fence painted to turn a tree boy back to a real one. Will should be pleased. It better be. Okay, Will's treehouse. The shotgun-toting gator hunter hollers at you from behind. It is you again. I told you to get. No, I'm going to stay around for a little bit, but thanks for the cash. Huh, well now that's funny. Earlier there wasn't an old bushy beard that manned the treehouse, and now there is. Not haha funny perhaps, but... Haha. Well, pal, it's me, it's Will Hunter. It worked, you lifted the curse with nothing more than some paint and a brush. Are you alright? Alright, look at me, I can waggle my toes and waggle my nose, I got bones in my hips and blood in my lips. I'm a boy again, I got all flashback, pal. Ain't never been better. That's great, Will. Only thing is, I still got tree sap coming out when I sneeze, but that's a different curse. What? Can I help with that one? No, the thing is, that curse can only be lifted with the power of imagination, which as an adult you've lost. There, why are you old? Old? Will Hunter old? Well, I'll tell you what, pal, you're only as old as you feel. I mean, that's a good approach. Yeah, how old do you feel? Early 70s. Will past his gaunt stomach. Suppose I have packed all the years, kept on growing up while I was in the tree. Some ways I was probably better off staying in a tree, cause I could have lived just about forever, but nah, I gotta be a human, else how would I do my mischief? What mischief? Various mischiefs. Can you give me an example? May have skipped out on Sunday school once or twice. Anything else? Stole a horse station. I've never heard of a horse station. Cause it ain't there no more. Okay, fair enough. What will you do now? It's been a while, but I seem to remember that on the day I was supposed to whitewash that fence and instead went trap fishing. I was also due down the courthouse to help a man wrongly accused of murder. Okay. How long ago was this? July. What year? Well, I'd say 1876. It's 1928. Yikes, reckon I shouldn't stop for breakfast then. Yeah, let's hope no crowd distracts you on the way. Why, you heard about some? Nah. Well, I'd better be off. Hold on now. You got me out of that tree, pal, and we'll hunt the ones let the other go unrewarded. It's not necessary. No, I want you to have this. This is my greatest treasure, the shiniest thing Will Hunter got. Sure enough, crystal. Not so shiny marble. Why, with this big old marble, you'd be the envy of every 19th century boy, although even an undiscerning boy would probably hold out for something a little shinier than this. Yeah, what's this? Why, that's a bona fide marble, pal. You can play with it, keep it in your pocket, or put it in your mouth to talk worse. In me like a tree and leaf. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so nothing new with this. There's a couple extra things that I need to check. Wait, let's check Gatorman Village. Oh, I don't have... Yeah, that's the smell of the wisp. You're browsing your way through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose trumpet now and then. The swamp smells terrible. I mean, a swamp is literally just standing water and rotting compost biome. It's not like that's news or anything, but you wouldn't be surprised if this swamp was at least nominated for world's worst smelling swamp. Sniff. Oh god in heaven, what is that? Something smells like a rotten egg mated with a tire fire, and the egg the tire fire lit also went rotten. Squinting through the tears, you see a patch of brown hair hovering nearby. That must be the smell of the wisp that kid was looking for. Let's follow it at a safe distance. We follow at a safe breathing distance as the smell of the wisp bobs and weaves through the tepid marsh. Eventually it comes to rest on a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. Just as you're about to grab a sample, 3 gatormen casually stand out from where they were crouched and knee-deep around you. Oh jeez. Okay, gotta fight. Okay, weakening hot damage cannot take more than 1 physical damage at a time, immune to bleeding and poison. Do I have anything that actually can deal hot damage over here? Okay, bleeding. Now that removes on fire. I don't think I have anything that deals. Yeah, I don't have anything that deals hot damage, but I have freeze damage, so yeah, I'm gonna go with a tip. Okay, so this thing is done for, and now I can deal with the gators. Okay, I don't think I'm even gonna waste any extra time dealing with the flute. There we go, just gonna deal with guys like that. Okay, you won. You snag a clump of what's left of the smell of the wisp to take back to the clubhouse. Stinky Astra, an essential distillation of foulness. Swamp mushroom, swamp eel headband. Somebody ate all the good parts of the swamp eel and just left the conveniently headband-shaped skin. I think I can actually apply this to my hat. You add the band, making your head a lot damper. Clammy, taped up, comfy, uncursed fedora. I think you can do this stuff like infinitely. Okay, investigate. What do we have here? It's another Gatorman camp, alright, and there's 4 more wrenches here. A 31, 32 one, a 63, 64 one, a 127, 128 inches one, and a 255 and 256 inch one. Holy shit, that's like... This is stuff that you would see used in a dry dock or something like that. Yeah, Charles must carry one heck of a toolbox. The wrenches are laid out in the shape of an arrow pointing toward a nearby hill. On the top of the hill, you can see some sort of fall in the distance, apparently hammered together out of rusty scrap metal. This has got to be where the Gatorman took him. We got all the wrenches and combine it with the other ones he dropped to complete the set. Charles dropped all these wrenches as clues to help you find them. I'm not going to go to the Gatorman fortress just yet. Oh yeah, thank you. Okay, let's fight the Gators. So now the standard stuff, and now one after another. Okay, so this dude is a stoner. He only eats mushrooms, and they have random effects. So, first thing first, I'm gonna focus on the more dangerous ones. Okay, not too good. Yeah, okay, so that's how it works. Okay, this dude is pretty tough, and why didn't I notice this first? I can just tempt the dude. There's no way for me to finish them off in one go. But this should be enough. Yeah, this should be enough to finish the fight. Okay, Gatorman hide. Okay, right, because that's what the dude asked me for. Ah, it's this place, right. Gatorman Village has this weird shadowy creature. Okay, so let's deal with it in this way. Are these like super powerful? No, thankfully they do not have any extra stats. The dude from the previous fight had like 20 Moxie or Mysticality. Moxie, because give 5 sleaze damage here because it deals enemies Moxie to them as sleaze damage. Okay, so that's a little never mind. What can I do? I might as well just tell my familiar to deal some extra damage. With a little bit of luck, it should make them stronger over time. Assuming they'll survive to the next turn. Okay, they survive to the next turn. We're doing good. Weedlord finish. Gatorman skin pants. Not to be confused with Gatorman skin pants. These are pants made of skin and are worn by Gatorman. You're not sure what kind of skin they're made of. Gator cheese. Only one hide? I wasted 3 of those, come on! Okay, this beast prepares books for strange obelisks, okay. That's good, but I'm going to take these guys on. Getting 15 physical damage. Thankfully I can use more than one combat item right now, thanks to the book that we read last time. Now, music. Okay, that's 1 down. Yeah, these guys are pretty tough, but I should be able to, yeah, take this one out in one go. Okay, so familiar is gone. That's great. Okay, this dude is definitely going to be dangerous. I have to tempt him. 27 Moxie? That's pretty powerful. I have no idea how he got this strong. But yeah, at least it allowed me to properly dispose of him using his own stats. Okay, let's go with this one. Break his kneecaps thing. Okay, nasty pastry. You wouldn't feed this to a dog, though you would throw it at a dog, but the dog was clearly a threat. Okay. Swamp mushroom, gator man hide, gator stick. That's good. Now let's take these guys on. Okay, I'll try to tip this dude and deal with him as fast as I can now. The nasty pastry. Will this be enough? Almost. This will be almost enough, but I know how to make good use of it. Okay, so the only thing that I have left to do right now is a regular attack, so this dude, this one has only 1 health point. And my attack will always attack, the first bullet will always attack the one that you're aiming at, so that's good. Which do we do? Let's go with this one. 2 attack points anyways. Yeah, this should be more than enough. I don't think the dude can deal more damage than our collective health point. Good. And I have more Gatorman hide. I'm not touching the obelisk just yet. Though I need to check how much muscle do I have. I have 8 muscle. I should probably change stuff. That would allow me to maximize muscle. So for now, let's change the Amethyst Choker and Gatorman Skin Pants. I'm going to need this for this rock. Boulder blocks the entrance. Okay, looks heavier than when you last pushed it. That's how it works. Okay, so now 7. It was heavier, now it's heavier still. The full speed push exerts energy on the boulder, which is translated into mass. E equals M. See? Glad it's squared away. Right. Oh nice, we have a radio over here, thank you. Okay, so only 1 more radio. This is an infinite fight, so I'm not dealing with this one. If I remember correct, this should be done this way. Okay, now it's closed. You will see why I did this in just a moment. Okay, that's how nothing should grow in here. And it looks like a very primitive coat hanger. Get them and put away the rocks when they are done playing. Like magpies and shiny object, Gator are compelled to hold all grandfather's items. Grandfather's clock, grandfather's chair, grandfather's bags, and a bundle of meat stashed in one of the bags. Apparently the creatures have no need of money. You wonder how they can afford the rent on this place. Grandfather's disgusting bird bath. Grandfather's teeth. Grandfather's mouth. Terrible. Is this a ghost? Well, this is hardly the strangest thing you've seen over the last few days. It's definitely pretty weird. It looks like a ghostly man, mostly obviously his head, but you can just barely make out his body if you squint. Reach out to touch him, but your hand passes right through. He doesn't respond to any attempt to get his attention, but instead he seems focused on something you can't see to the left of that disgusting fly-covered meat hook. After a few minutes, the novelty sort of wears off, so you get on about your business. Okay, now, to deal with this dude. Okay, this is close. No, we gotta go over here and touch the weird obelisk. Fascinating. Something was over there. I mean, a text. I did not manage to read it. It showed an heavy finger of eldritch energy. Alright, okay, so this one controls the obelisk. This one controls the obelisk. And the other one, on the other end of this place, controls which hut we are going to see, along another finger of eldritch energy. And there we go. And now we should be able to, yes, see in here. This effect always was weird. Well, that looks terrifying. Yeah, not alone in this place. Let's say something. You must. Sorry, you must. Look at it. You're ready. Nice to know you have it, huh? Huh? Holy shit, it's so uncomfortable reading backwards. And you should slow as low and I was sitting in it. And when he missed it, I didn't. I hate reading backwards. Oh. He's saying that in the portal he can see everything that ever was and ever will be, everything that is to be known in our world, in this one, and in the worlds in between. I should pay a little bit more attention to the text. Okay, well, let me take a look at that. According to Floating Man, all worldly knowledge is contained in the swirling, convulsing star field, a kind of super-terrestrial library. Your eyes bend to the writhing contours of the deep black and star-smeared tunnel, preparing nervously to receive the sum of all human and extraterrestrial knowledge. And only 6 experience points. In the tunnel's bright center you see a field and a cow suckling a puffin. The farmer is watching. Anything else in there? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, I don't want this. Yeah, the floating man does not even react to your presence. The portal affords him a window into a curious world that commands his complete attention. He blinks backwards. Say. Yeah, Midnight Man. So now we gotta find our Midnight Man. And in order to find this bastard, we need... yeah, to move these things up here to the top. Now, the only way for this bastard to, well, stop for us to catch him is to lure him into one of the houses. And it's into the middle one. The one that we blocked off with a rock. So he's gonna hide in here and now we can enter this place. Hopefully he will not be able to... okay, there we go. He escaped. Okay, that was more than enough. Good. Because if the rock is not heavy enough, when we move it back and forth, he will be able to push it away and escape. So that's it. That's why we did the moving back and forth. You ran just in time to see Midnight Man strain with all its might to move the rock out of the way and escape out the door in a flash. No way you'll be able to catch up to it, unfortunately. Rats. Holy crap. Okay, but... This should be more than enough to do it one more time. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, thanks. Now, as I said, I have... This should be, yeah, 10 muscle. There is no way in hell that 10 muscle isn't enough to block this dude in place. Okay, let's hope that this is enough. You dude, hide inside, come on. No dumb shit, please. Okay, that was more than enough, okay. Something has changed in the devil's demeanor. The anti-copying has ceased, replaced with perhaps a sobriety and maturity. I spent so long thinking what I would do to you who trapped me in this cage, and as my hungry mind turned over thoughts of disembowelment and exsanguination, I was drawn more and more to the walls of my prison. Why, there is such life here. Consider the growth of the intrepid peat moss, the burble of the cheeky bogwater. Your world is quite simply beautiful. You haven't been here for that long. Our species experience time very differently. What passes as a minute for you is for me much longer, close to a minute and 2 seconds. Oh wow. I never knew there could be beauty such as this. Had I known, my goodness, had I known, I would have lived much differently. I would have truly lived, of course. Thus I renounce mischief in all its forms. I dedicate my life to the care and cultivation of your glorious flora. I will become a... how do you say it? Gardener? Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's how he said. I will become a gardener. Okay, so we'll release that man. Mr. Jeffries? Yes, I think that particular show has gone on long enough. Allow me to bring down the curtain and send him home. He burps. It's long and very loud, and he looks at you apologetically while he does it. After 3 minutes, or for him 3 minutes and 6 seconds, of sustained noise and eye contact, it's over, and the gateway to his dimension has vanished. It is done. Now help me move this boulder out of the way, that we might both be free. Yeah, let's. In a drain of all metaphysical energy, this is not just a lousy obelisk. Okay, that obelisk business was strange, huh? Yeah, that was pretty kettle of fish, alright. What is core sugar? Based on me, I went in a weird hole and everything went black and or ghostly. Yeah, you were all see-through, and as screwy as a fruitcake. Thanks. Okay, anyways, I think right now I can go back to the stuff that I originally had. I had this one Chibata's pants. I mean, soon enough I should be able to get something even better with a little bit of luck. Anyways, you dude. The man you saw in faded form floating in a shadow rift is before you, now as flesh and bone. You freed him. His fierce black eyes fix you with a wild glare. You, what time is it? Hey, hold on, let me check on... What year? 1928. Right, okay. Then I've been gone for 26 years. I'm going to need you to fill me in on everything that happened since 1902. Okay. Provide a concise history of the last quarter century. Okay, thanks. Is that alright? Yeah, that's fine, thank you. Disappointing to hear the watchful eye close the door. Trying to find a new job, apparently. At least the world always needs reporters. Hey, who are you? Nose Jeffers, reporter. Your name is Nose? My nickname is Nose. They call me that because I knows everything. Once I've done my research and talked my sources, then I knows everything. Hey, what's your real name? I'm the reporter here. What's your real name? Yeah, Vivian Taylor. And now that's something I knows. Fair enough. What were you doing out here? I came here in 1901 to investigate reports of a strange obelisk in the swamp. It was strange, alright. It took me to a new world where I met the Midnight Man. He promised to show me all knowledge. You understand, for a reporter, that's an impossible offer to resist. Answers to the great mysteries of history, you know, like Neptune. What do you think is going on there? Yeah, astronomy might I don't have it. Yeah, I don't know. And me neither, because I certainly didn't learn anything from what the Midnight Man showed me, but I did think that if I stared at that current puppet long enough, the answers I sought would reveal themselves to me. And did they? No. Maybe I kept a bit longer. There was one teeth I never got a great look at. That was terrible. I have to go. Will you be alright? I'll tell you, after 26 years looking at what I was looking at, there's one thing I need, and that's a drink. And I'm sure not talking about milk. Oh, I forgot to tell you about Prohibition. Damn, they finally pulled the trigger on that, huh? I do know a place, the Purple Door, look it up. Thanks, friend. I feel comfortable calling you friend at this point. See you there, maybe. Oh, I should give you something for trouble, huh? Robert Burgess, our old EIC, don't know if he's still around. He liked to put out a special edition on his birthday, August 5th. The one we did a few years back, 1900, really broke the bank. If you can find it, I bet that'd be worth a lot of money now. Interesting, well, good luck out there. And with that, he departs, wading through the swamp water and out into the world for the first time in over 2 decades. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so we managed to deal with this. There's the Gatorman Fortress right in the very center, but I'm not doing that just yet. A Flamberg place. In a gloomy grove of sunken cypress trees, a well-muscled woman stands waist deep in the opaque bog. Hands rest on the pommel of a sword, its blade lodged in the muck. It catches your eye because it's not the type of thing you tend to see on the East Coast. What sword is that? This is the blade of your great aunt. Many moons ago, it was entrusted to my family for safekeeping. Now it's yours to reclaim for a cost. What great aunt? Have you forgotten your lineage, child? I was. Every tavern and meeting house kept a place by the fire for Hilda Taylor. Why do I have to pay for my family's sword? The security guaranteed by my family is unique and comes with a great price. Your great aunt knew this. That is why she placed the blade in our care. Okay, what's the cost? In time I shall ask you for a boon, and you shall be obliged to grant it. Let me think. Okay, sure, I can do a boon. Let's have the sword. A melee weapon. Kinda sucks. You may or may not have a great arm, but nobody can deny you have a great sword. Ha. The sword has a satisfying heft. You can see why a great aunt liked it so much, but when it comes to something quite unsatisfying, something that makes you feel almost queasy, and a little cursed. Yes, swamp gas. That's swamp gas, swamp gaze. I think that's from either Welsh or Irish. It was like an oath or something like this. Yeah, gas really grinds your gears. That lady from the swamp will tell you soon about the boon she wants in exchange for this thing's removal. Against me? It's a simple magic binding you to oath until such time as I have need of your service. On that day I will find you. Can't we just do the boon thing right now? She's gone, slipped away into the dark waters of the swamp. It better be a good sword. It's a great sword. Oh, okay. You can't really commit a federal crime, thank you. Oh, there's one more. Having filled the conditions to overturn Will's Hunter's Code, there is nothing further to be gained by painting excess fences, except by certain aesthetic standards, a more beautiful world. Paint it. Or the more beautiful world? Yeah, sure. It has no obvious impact, too bad. Some viscous goo has rendered the house entirely decorative. The gas generator is providing power to the barn in exchange for pastoral ambience. Okay. And there we go. I'll get to you in just a moment, dude. I need to check. A workbench covered in tools, fancy combat items. Let's go with this one. Nuclear bomb. Stink bomb. Okay, Molotov shot, nice. Flash ball. Do I have anything that deals damage to everybody? No, I'm all out of Anarchist hardware. Oh, nice, tiny workbench, thank you very much. If this guy cared about these tools, he probably wouldn't have left them on the floor. I just keep with them. A chunk of lead, self-adhesive rivets, thank you. Hey, how's it going? Barely hanging in there. Okay, that was terrible. A glass case with two giant, horrible flies in it. Yeah, the very small man inside this machine is clearly trying to get your attention. Hi, I'm Vivian. Do you need help? I absolutely need help. Thank you. My name's Flamberg, Paul Flamberg. I moved back into my parents' old house here because nobody would give me lab space for my experiments. It turned out an assistant would also have been nice to have. What are you trying to do? Improve myself, better, faster, stronger. At least one of those, but I put the wrong settings in control console, and all that happened was I shrank. You can't just change the settings. The door doesn't open from inside. But yeah, I didn't think it through. Okay, well, I can't just let you out. No. Opening the door with polarized moves, and it takes months for the field empties to recharge. Not to mention the fact that I have to collect all new supplies of genetic material, so the door can only be opened once. Geez, you really didn't think this through. What should I do then? You have to fix the settings on the console. What should I set it to? Clearly, if I knew that, I wouldn't have put wrong ones in myself. Just make me better before you open the door. Better than what? Better than a normal guy? I don't know. I spent so long thinking about how I could build this machine that I didn't have any time left to think about why I built it. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, if you remember that horror movie, The Fly, where the dude invents a teleporter and a fly lands in there. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, let's mess it. Okay, let's flip the body lever. Okay. Head, Flamberg. Lungs, Flamberg. Pituitary, Flamberg, and hat, Flamberg. Okay, this should be more than enough. Look, gross as fuck, but at least he seems happy. Yeah, the machine contains a huge fly with Flamberg's head. He's wearing a nice hat. Yeah, Flamberg is now a giant fly with a human head. Oh god, one sec, I'll check it. No, wait, this one is pretty great actually. What? I can fly? I have the proportionate strength of a fly scaled to human size. What's not to love? Okay. Yes, I'm sure. Open the door. You let Flamberg out of the booth. Heck yeah, I can't wait to get up to all kinds of giant fly stuff. Well, before you go, I need to get a chest hair off of you. I still have those? Okay, well, whatever, sure. Thanks. I luxurious hair from the chest of a truly remarkable specimen of masculinity. Thanks, it's for... I probably just don't want to know. I'm out. See you. Okay, bye, thank you. Sometimes it's better not to ask. Okay, so now I needed to find this weird ape man that's from Wandering, the Chupanaranja, that's also from Wandering. So Masra Grotto and Barber's Hut. Let's go to Masra Grotto first. Oh, sunken boxcar, nice. As you pick your way through the muck of the swamp, you encounter one of those newfangled diagonal half boxcars. Wait a minute, there's no such thing as a diagonal half boxcar, it's just a regular boxcar half sunk into the swamp. We'll go there eventually. Also, I admit I'm doing a lot of stuff here because I really like the music. I really enjoy the music. All the items on the table are either made of or covered in moss. Well, it isn't the moss man that kid was talking about. You've got a real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't exactly look fearsome, but if you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take advantage of surprise. Now, let's have a talk. Excuse me, are you a moss man? Yep, that's me, Clyde Mossman. Pleased to meet you. Hi, I'm Vivian Taylor. Welcome to my humble abode. I ain't get many visitors. Well said, some weird kid I sometimes see picking around the trees. Are you actually Mossman? I ain't quite sure I get your meaning. That's my last name, like I said. Yeah, but are you a human person or some sort of moss swamp creature? I get that this is a strange and possibly rude question. Well, I wasn't always this way, but I've been living in the swamp a long time, just kinda died and got comfortable. The moss just sort of grows out of me natural-like now, instead here. I guess it happened so gradual, and I got so accustomed to it that it didn't occur to me to question it. Whoops, sorry. I didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend, but it is something I'm gonna be chewing on for a while. Can I have some of your moss? Excuse me? You dropped an existential bombshell on me and now you're asking for part of my body? I'm really not in top social form today, I guess. I do need some of that moss, though. Well, I'll tell you what, help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster, and I'll give you some moss. Okay. Okay, thankfully I have enough mysticality to do it. Well, the way I see it, you seem intelligent and can hold a conversation and having tried to murder me for my delicious organ meats. How do you know they're delicious? So I figure, what does it really mean to be a human anyway? You may, well, be less Homo sapien and more whatever the technical term for mass is, but does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? What's really important is just being a good person, whatever kind of person you are. Well, that's real, even if it's extremely weird kind of person. Well, that's real good of you to say, friend. I guess that answers my question. Great. Yeah, let me give you some of my moss, like I promised. He peels off some of his mustache and hands it to you. Mossman's mustache, like a lip-shaped slab of moss. Say, are you a hobo? Yeah, well, this thing about hobos is that they're always on the move. I feel like I'm practically the opposite of a hobo. I happen to know a group of hobos that have settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. I bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well, now, I do value my solitude, but it certainly couldn't do any harm to visit and see. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. You mark the location of the football camp on Clyde's map, and he heads off into the swamp with a wave. Thank you very much. With this moss is twinkling for some reason. Okay, but I'm not a botanist. Do you have a pretty nice place, like chairs? There's couch? I don't know, maybe this is a fridge? One way or another. This is dumb. Okay, what do we have here? That's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that looks like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp? Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? The honey ape? Maybe there's something there after all. Follow the tracks. Geez, the more you look, the more confusing trampled mess these tracks are. It seems like there are different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs did he say this thing has again? On one hand. One thumb. Again, how many fingers was it? 4. You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and to your surprise, you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape that the kid described. Like a somewhat large chimpanzee or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground casually drinking out of a beehive and doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Let's just sneak up on it. You successfully creep up on an unsuspecting primer, but you run out of trees and brush to hide behind before you get close enough to really do anything. Let's outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it into underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. And grab it. You leap on a small primate and wrestle it to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is screeching. No, let's be fair, you both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the wrist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails, which, thinking about it, is making me wince, and I've ripped something pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. Fair enough, you did, not to mention all the spittoon descriptions in the last game. Okay, you got like a honey fingernail, totally normal sized fingernail, marvel at it. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small weird ape. Thanks! Yeah, this isn't so much a bird bath as a bird dirtier. Fair enough. Okay, there's some homo code. Nice. Cool, please add this gal for a treat. Okay. Okay, this cattail is a little different from most of the others. Yeah, this cattail is huge. It's like a lion tail. These things are pretty, but to be honest, you gotta be careful with them because once this stuff pops and releases the spores, oh, it's gonna look like a bag of flour exploded. You cautiously enter the spooky hut and discover it's actually really nice inside. A young woman with a twig-oriented hat greets you. Oh, hello, please come in. I don't get many visitors apart from the birds. I might be in the wrong place. Are you Barbara Yagara? That's correct, and you are? I'm Vivian Taylor. A pleasure. Come in, come in. Okay, thanks. The chest set is nothing but crooks on one side and nothing but doves on the other. Okay. Can I do something with cooking? No. Better with a feather pillow. Indulge your own vanity. Thanks. Small bird bath. I've never seen an indoor bird bath before. Oh, that was a gift. It's too small for my birds, though. Oh, that's too bad. Barbara does not appear to have set out a feast for her crows. Okay, let's have a talk. This is a really nice house, to be honest. I was expecting everything to be a lot more, witchy. Oh, you've heard old stories. Those were about my granny. She was really into croning. Croning? Being a crone? All the really old traditional magic stuff. She lived to be nearly 200 years old. When she passed, she left me this house and all her birds and so on. I see. Is that what you would hear chasing the old legends of Barbara Yagra? Well, not exactly. I met a kid who was into the old stories, but he was afraid he might be the child-eating kid of a witch, so he sent me instead. That's adorable. I don't think I've ever eaten a child, but there's no telling you what was in Granny's stews. Okay. I'm not sure that was meant as a joke or... Sure! Anyway, I'm supposed to take back a feather. Prove that I met you. Okay, I can just give you one though. Are you sure? Yes, sorry, I have to give you some kind of a test first. It's a traditional thing. What sort of test? Well, it's a lot more keeping this room clean, water, the birds and all. I'm getting behind all my other chores. Chores. Or you could fight me. Fight you? Granny trained all these birds to be killers, but I haven't exactly been out looking for trouble like she used to, so they could use some exercise, Hey, can I have a little treat? Oh, sure, dear. What do we have here? Breath mint. Thanks. This breath mint was stuffed into the bottom of a purse in 1880 and only recently rediscovered. Thanks. Okay, let's tell me about the chores. I need you to knock out the bird bath out front and pick the right cat tails out of my cat tail patch for me. It's only 2 things. Isn't there a 3rd thing? Of course, but I'll tell you about that after you finish the first 2. Okay, I'll do the chores. Great, you can tell the right cat tails by how they look a little different. I'm sure you saw the bird bath when you came in. I sure did. Okay, sleeve and stench armor. I need to take a look. Okay, stench armor, sleeves armor. What do I want to max out? Elemental armor. Alright, I completely forgot that I have this thing. That's like everything armor at once. What do I have? Okay, hot, cold, spooky, stench, sleeves. Perfect. I do not need to worry about anything else. I completely forgot about this thing. You swap the filth out of the bird bath and hide it behind a tree where no one can see it. Still, ew. This might be one of the right ones. Okay, that's another one. And yet another one. I have no idea why she has a use for cattails, but fair enough. Hello, how are the chores going? I've finished. Here's your cattails. Great, thanks. So what's the mysterious 3rd task? Go down in the basement and fetch a sack of birdseed for me. Basement? How do you have a basement in a swamp? It's weird, I know. I think Granny's magic keeps it from collapsing. It also makes it kind of scary down there. You have a flashlight, right? Yeah, I have a flashlight. Yeah, this fuse box is broken beyond repair. You have no choice but to dwell in the darkness. Yeah, well, Barbara wasn't kidding about it being uncomfortably dark down here. Okay, glad that I have spooky armor. How long is this basement? Pretty sure you should have reached the back wall by now. Okay, makes sense why she keeps this thing in the basement. Fair enough, turn back. The scariest thing about this is the kerning. Fair enough, okay. You don't particularly want to know what this puddle consists of. And by the way, kerning, For those who don't know, it's basically the spacing between letters in a font. Geez, that's a lot of rasp. Why don't we scream get out? You can hear that, right? It's not just me. Let's keep going. Oh good, the wall is bleeding here. Yeah, the ground has started to shake and bits of dirt are falling from the ceiling. The rumbling noise almost sounds like someone growling your soulless mind. It seems like bad news. This must be the original Barbara Yagar's magic book. Unfortunately, it is as dark as the inside of a dog down here. Yeah, the ground is shaking more violently, furiously even. The walls howl direful and see at you as rocks are falling from the ceiling, threatening to bury you alive. Get the seat and get out of here. Yeah, this... I understand why this needs spooky armor. But no. We got out alive, intact, with our souls still with us. Good. So, how are those chores going? Here's your sack of birdseed. You are kind of undersold how scary it is down there. Sorry about that. Maybe I can learn a charm to keep the mice away. And the voices, the bleeding walls. Doesn't sound familiar. Maybe your flashlight was acting up. Anyway, thanks. Here's that third I promised. Thank you. Yeah, for real, thank you. Okay, if you like it, you can have it, thank you. Really should have done the water out before you started carrying it around. Also, fair enough, I guess. Stylish sunglasses, but I don't think I will be wearing them for too long. Now I just gotta wander a little bit. Okay, spot a shadow orb hovering around. And decided to follow deeper in the swamp. It seems like a bad plan considering the old stories about people following Will-o'-the-Wisp and becoming lost in the swamp forever, but a Will-o'-the-Wisp is a floating ball of light and this is the opposite of that. Okay, let's fight the monsters. And this should be more than enough to, deal with all of them. You won, the goodness of your plan has now been proven, QED. Okay, so now... Okay, if you're a commotion, perhaps a tussle, or a good old-fashioned ruckus nearby, investigating, you find that several vampires have gated him into the ground and appear to be trying to vampirize him. Hold still, will you? His neck is all scaly and tough. Did someone bring a drill or a can opener or something? You're not thinking... Yeah, you managed to get away without him noticing you, as if you were going to stick your neck out for a gatorman, literally or otherwise. But I still want this. You know what, I might as well go to other places because... Yeah, the triple naranja thing is a random encounter while wandering, so might as well do that. It's a grumpy looking pilot. Okay, seems like you've got kind of a problem here. Huh, you think? Yeah, 3 kinds of problems I got, if you don't count a headache. My plane being stuck as Donald in the swamp is just the most obvious one. Anything I can help with? My name is Vivian, by the way. Rhonda Rasmussen, hi, and yeah, if you got some time on your hands, you can bet your bonds I can use it. Okay, what happened? I'm looking to be the first to fly a plane all the way around the swamp in one go. See, nearly made it too, but first to fly nearly all the way around the swamp won't be making any newspaper headlines. Now look at what I got, a plane half buried in the muck, tainted fuel, and even if I get those sorted out, there ain't enough runway here for me to get flying again. Hey, plane seems real stuck. Oh, you noticed, huh? It's sticking out from the ground around here. Right, yep, it sure is. The way Rhonda's staring at you starts to make you a little uncomfortable. Yeah, let's talk about something else. What's wrong with your fuel? When I landed, the fuel tank got full of swamp water, which I don't know how well versed you are in the chemistry of aircraft fuel, but not good for it. Not good for it. So I siphoned the tank dry. Figured it wouldn't be that big a deal since I got a can of backup fuel. Oh, let me guess, that's full of water too? Ain't nothing so bad that it can't be a little bit worse. Yeah, can that be fixed somehow? Well, technically, yeah, it just needs to have the water distilled out of it. I don't have anything like that kind of equipment though. Maybe I can dig something up. That'd be great. Any basic distillation setup should do the trick. It ain't rocket science, just airplane science. That's a much slower kind of science. Here's a can. Now this fuel is all wet. I'll see what I can do. Okay, what's involved in building a runway? With enough tar and macadam, I could slap down a quick and dirty runway. Dirtier than a quick for certain, but it'd be good enough for me to get out of here. And I've got plenty of tar, but... Where did you get that barrel of tar anyway? You know, that's a funny story, but anyway, I need a load of macadam to go with it. What's macadam? It's like gravel for puzzle budgets. For my purposes, I need a load of rocks exactly 3 centimeters across. There it isn't very many rocks. Each individual rock is 3 centimeters across, not the whole load together. Oh, I can look for some of rocks this size. Well, that'd be great. Come to think of it, I believe I passed an old quarry on my way down. Didn't get a close look because I was kind of distracted, but I can mark it on your map for you. I can't go myself, I need to stay here and guard the tar. Okay. Okay, first thing first, let's get the plane out. Your raw muscle telekinesis leverage, procrastination. Okay, I do not have this. Some kind of big magnet construction crane. 4 oxen and 1 wedding song. Now let's do the Star Wars thing. You close your eyes and reach out with your feelings, then you cause your feelings to magically coalesce into a giant hand made of pure energy, which easily plugs the plane from the mire, also avoiding being a super dumb and anachronistic pop culture reference. Of course, thanks feelings! Okay, now Feldman Quarry. Oh nice! A spot of color in this drab swamp catches your eye, and you find a pile of withered orange husk in front of a shallow cave. This must be the letter of the Chupanaranaha. Fortunately, it isn't home right now. Or maybe since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous to you anyway? That almost certainly isn't true. Set up your trap. You set your trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored, and remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for the prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. This is kind of the whole point of animal traps. Okay, leave and come back later. It doesn't matter where we set it up. We can always pick it up from any other place in the map. Okay, this is by far the coolest rock you've met. Stylus gel, nice. Okay, we close this one. X marks a ring of rock candy ore. Pure rock candy. What a small spot into the right buyer. Fair enough. Okay, what are the units? Okay, right, so let's try to reload this thing. Okay, this should be crush. Pound and pound. Nope. I'll get to it eventually. Crush, crush, pound, nope. So let's try again, until I manage to get it. Pound, crush, crush, and polish. Yep, that's different order as well. Okay, but I have 3 centimeters of this stuff. Okay. There's a big lever label dump here. Okay, but we got our gravel. Grab it back to Rhonda. Really? You don't even know who this truck belongs to? Yes, really. You're just going to steal it? You know that's a crime, right? I'll bring it back. Well, you promise? Yes, I promise. Sheesh. I know that didn't sound very sincere. Oh, come on! Look, I'm just not willing to be an accessory to dump truck theft. I said I'll bring it back. Alright, well, you don't. It's on your head, not mine. Who are you, my mom? Okay, I got your plane unstuck. I saw it. That was a hell of a trick. I gotta say, I'm duly impressed. Oh, shucks. She still kicked in mud and weeds and all that, but I guess that counts in the territory. in a literal sense. Nothing a little elbow grease can't correct, plus maybe a little regular aircraft grease. I got your macadam, madam. Say, those are some good-looking rocks. Nice flying. Okay, give me a hand spreading these out and tarring them up. The two of you spend some time setting up a makeshift runway. It's hard, dirty work, but it beats dealing with fairies and fishmen and the rest of the bonkers nonsense you've been getting up to. Good, good, that'll do nicely. Well, nice is maybe over complimenting it, but it's good enough. Great. Okay, so the narrator will not bitch at us. Drive it back. The dump truck is back where it belongs, thanks to your integrity and civic-mindedness. And now, Moonshiner's Cave. I do not have enough muscle. Sorry, respect his wishes and leave. Yes, I do appear to be stuck, but I am too proud to ask for help. Well, sucks to suck. Sorry, dude. Oh, not cave, the shack. You see a plume of smoke coming from behind the nearby clump of trees and brush, and as you draw nearer, the sounds of rat cackling and giggling can be heard. Oh, could it be a coven of real swamp witches? Sadly no, but what you do find is possibly even weirder. A gang of scraggly-looking swamp hillbilly vampires tending a ratty old still. You cooking up a batch of corn? Nope, rats. Ew. Of course, now that you are here, a whole nother recipe comes to mind. You bamboozle them. You know what, that actually sounds like a pretty great idea. I bet my blood would make really good whiskey. You do? Sure, I've been drinking garlic oil every day to keep my arteries nice and smooth. I'll add a really ritzy flavor profile to it, real high class. Plus, there's all that holy water I've been shooting up. I ain't even gonna ask, please leave without breathing on us. Suit yourself? Hey, if it works, it works. And now time to distill the fuel. Yeah, light the fire and run the still for long enough to fill the fuel, but not quite long enough to cause your own death from smoke inhalation. Yeah, this is as dry as fuel can get, and still count as fuel. Yeah, because that's totally how it works. If you want to try this at home, by all means, go on and do it yourself. Just remember that if you die from toxic fuel inhalation, then you did something wrong, and it's not my fault, so don't sue me, please. Okay, you there! An extremely jovial man struts out from behind the trees. New to these parts, is it? When I heard of our mudhenge, I'll bet you didn't know that it's actually 1.3 times larger than any comparable henge you care to name. I did not know about mudhenge. No, you didn't. It disappears into the mist. Behind him, through the trees, is mudhenge. Okay, but it's good. Good mudhenge is another thing that I wanted to see. Hello again, Rhonda. You got your fuel cleaned up? No, Shinola? When there was any in there, I think I got it out. Let's have a look. She opens the can, pours a little into a wine glass, and swirls it around while peering at it closely. Well, look at that. No legs at all. Oh gee, did I mess it up? No, that's a good thing. It means you got rid of all the water. Don't see any dirt in here either. Nice work. Yeah, I guess you're all set then. Looks like it got my plane fuel and runway all sorted out. Thanks a ton. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, you could have a career in aviation if you ever decide to give up. What do you do? I'd rather not attempt to explain it. Gotcha, I had jobs like that. Well, I haven't got any meat on hand to pay for your time, but here, let me give you this spare light helmet as a souvenir. Nice. Stylish leather helmet that will help you convince everybody that you're a celebrity aviator. Oh, neat, thanks. You earned it, pal. Keep her flying. You're very welcome. Okay, let's try to get... Ah, there we go. Despite anything the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set that trap for the Chupa Naranja. Peering through the bushes, you discover that your trap has indeed trapped something. It sort of looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face, covered in balls that might also be ice. You have no idea what a Chupa Naranja looks like, but it seems about as likely as anything you're imagining. The presumed Chupa Naranja seems pretty annoyed about being caught in your trap. Let's approach it. You can't fully sneak out of the chip on Naranja since he's both distracted by the trap and also unable to turn around. You manage to take it completely unawares. It struggles futilely as you grab it in a headlock and slice off one of its nostrils. The creature rolls in pain and anger, but by the time it manages to trash its way out of the trap, you are already completely the heck out of there. A ring of flesh perfectly crafted by Knuckles' selection to seek out the mightiest of oranges. Okay, now I can go back to the Monster Shack. Okay, Old Medicine Show Wagon. What do we have here? Tooth Mask, charcoal briquette, mercury armor, ghost pattern, nice, thank you. Yeah, this is definitely not all for this swamp, and you will see, but now let's have a talk with all of these. It turned out you were right, the honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it! It's a tracking bag and the thing I only wanted. Wow, something wrong? I guess I'm just torn between excitement, dedication, and the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Oh, don't worry about it, the honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. The kid pulls out a sash, pins a badge on it, and hands it to you. As thanks, here's an official Monster Squad sash and your first Monster Squad badge. And this is an upgradable item. Neat, thanks! I met the monster man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy actually. He gave me his mustache here. Oh my god, that's amazing! Thank you! You're welcome. And the kid happily sticks the mustache's upper lip. How do I look? Mossy. This is the best day of my life! The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. So, upgrade it. Hi, did you find the spell of the wisp? I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. There we go. You hand over the nose trumpet she lent you and the jar of pollen you collected. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge onto it, and hands it back to you. Now, extra meat drops. Okay, hi, and you're getting a feather from Barbara Yagra? You mean from one of the birds, right? Right, yeah, she doesn't have feathers herself. We established that. Good, just checking. Here you go. Wow, thanks a lot. What was she like? She was pretty nice, actually. Don't go in her basement, though. And the kid takes her sash, of course. 1 additional combat item per round. Hi, did you meet the flyman? Did you get blush? Yeah, I got it here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put it in this little silver locket and treasure it forever. What's he like? Was this experiment a success? I've got to go. Okay, another upgrade. Muscle Mysticality Moxie. Extra additional combat item. And 20% meat drops. Okay, so now this one. Hey, I called that chupa naranja you were after. It looked pretty fierce, but the trap did the job. Wow, that's great! Now you have real proof for why there aren't any oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's its nostril. Neat, I'll wear it as a ring. Okay, anyway, don't go near that part of the swamp for a while. It was real mad. And +5 to maximum health points, so now it's a fully upgraded club sash. So I'm definitely wearing it. And now I can pet the cat. And Boris looks at his sash and nods approvingly. +3 spooky armor. Now I'm going to keep what I have right now. And also, it's been quite a while, definitely over an hour. And I still have so much left to do, but as I said, I want to explore as much as possible to show you guys as many things as I can. But yeah, that's it. Definitely over an hour, so time to wrap everything up for this episode. So, without any further dragging or anything like that, that's all for today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.